So Cardano ADA is currently retracing and retesting the 50 EMA following this nice surge to the upside. And in my previous video, I talked about how there are three potential setups, where one of which was a WXY structure, where we're looking for ADA to potentially tap into this region here between 77.72 cents to 82.76 cents. And the other potential setup was this WXY structure, where we had a WXY structure within a W wave, and then another WXY within the X wave, and then we were looking for ADA to potentially reach this region here between 74 to 78.18 cents. And within this Y wave, it was possible that the Y wave was complete, given that we had a WXY structure, and the Y wave would typically retrace anywhere between 1 to 1.236, which sits within the region of 67.82 cents to 69.95 cents. Now, what is interesting is that there is a potential 5-wave move within this wave structure here, where essentially you have your wave 1, your wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then your final 5th wave move. Now, it's possible that we are still within a wave 4, which is also made up of a WXY structure. And what we can do very quickly is to check to see if those minimum requirements have been met. And if I bring that down to the right place, so you can see that typically the Y wave would retrace anywhere between 1 to 1.236, so anywhere between 66.89 cents to 67.66 cents, so anywhere within this region here. And so there is still a little bit more room to the downside, and it's possible too that within this WXY structure, so if I remove this, so within the wave 4, we have a WXY structure, and the Y wave could be made up of 5 waves, where what we have is your wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and your final 5th wave move. And so what we can do very quickly is check to see if those requirements have been met for the 3rd wave. And so typically the 3rd wave would be a 1.618 retracement of the 1st wave. And you can see that the 1.618 retracement level sits at 67.67 cents. And so there is still more room to the downside. And so it is possible that we are still within the wave 3. And then within this wave 3, it could be that this is our final 4th wave move. And then we get another move to the downside to complete the 5th wave, which would then complete the 3rd wave. And then we get another move to the upside to complete the 4th wave, and then the final 5th wave move, which could potentially sit within this region here. And should that be the case, then it's possible that we have another move to complete the 5th wave. And the 5th wave would typically retrace anywhere between 1.236 to 1.618 of the 4th wave. And so ADA could potentially reach anywhere between 73.05 cents to 75.07 cents, assuming we hit the lower targets. Now, if we hit the upper target, we could still tap into this upper region here, which could fall in line with what I talked about in my previous video. Now, the flip side to that could be that the 5th wave is complete. And so what I'll do is I'll go on a 5-minute chart. And it's possible that this instead is our 3rd wave. And we ended up having a shallow 4th wave. And then we have this final 5th wave move that's complete. And this 5th wave could be an ending diagonal. So if I zoom in, and if I use the trend line, bring that up to there roughly. So this 5th wave could be an ending diagonal, still made up of 5 waves, where what we have is your wave 1, your wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and your final 5th wave move. And so it's possible that this wave structure is complete, and then we are now on a move to the downside. And should that be the case, then it's possible that the WXY structure is complete, and then what we can do now is potentially track our wave X, and that wave X will typically be a 50 to 88.2% retracement of the W wave. So if I bring that to over here, and so ADA has the potential to retrace anywhere between 53.2 2 cents to around 60.55 cents. So anywhere within this region here. So if I just draw that in, so anywhere within this region here. And then what could be playing out right now is a bigger WXY structure, where you have your W wave, X wave, and then your Y wave like so. So that's something that we need to be cautious of. But nevertheless, I do anticipate a move to the upside where we'll potentially tap into this region here. And right now, all the indicators are showing us that we are still bullish, given that smart money concept is showing a strong low and a weak high. And so the likelihood of us actually breaking this is likely or highly likely. And we are currently finding support at the 50 EMA too. We could potentially break the 50 EMA for a brief period of time, and then we could potentially see a recovery to the upside where we then potentially tap into this region here. And you can also see that on a stochastic RSI, we are oversold, and so the bulls could potentially begin to take control of the market, which could then potentially drive the price of ADA up towards this upper region. Now, as far as the 4-hour chart goes, you can see that we are on the brink of the 50 EMA crossing the 200 EMA, which is also known as a golden cross. And of course, that is another bullish sign, but that golden cross is just a reflection of what's already taken place. And so far, we have seen this price surge to the upside. So very quickly, I can check to see. Yeah, so it's a 40% move to the upside, which is obviously a big deal. And given that it is a 40% move to the upside, again, people could potentially be taking profits, where that could then lead to the price of ADA potentially reaching this region here, and then we'll get another move to the upside once people buying at a low price, or if people were to buy at a low price. Now, as far as the daily chart goes, again, we are oversold on a stochastic RSI, and we are looking healthy too. Currently, the price of ADA is trading between the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA, and so as long as we find support at the 50 EMA, we are still bullish. And we are overbought again, and the last time that we were overbought, we ended up seeing this move to the downside. Whether or not this will play out, and we end up tapping into this region, only time will tell. But ultimately, again, I'm anticipating ADA to potentially reach this region here. As you can see too that we have a fair value gap which could potentially be filled in, and we also have a fair value gap at this lower range here too. And so yeah, it's a interesting position to be in. It's possible again that we have a WXY structure where we can then potentially break our strong low and go even deeper, potentially reaching the mid 40s range. But again, so the only way for us to actually be bullish is for us to break this high here at 77.44 cents. So if we break that high, then that would then further confirm that we are on a bullish trend. And so yeah, that's just my quick update on Cardano ADA. Hopefully you found this useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit that like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.